Yeah, hi there. These comments are for, I'm just going to use your initials P, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I'm actually going to listen to your post-test. So you completed the pronunciation post-test in my online TOEFL course, and I'm going to listen to, I think you're doing 3 paragraph readings, and then you're answering some personal experience questions.
When two people are talking to each other, they tend to stand a specific distance apart.
No, distance. You're not pronouncing that medial S in that word. Again, distance.
Has an invisible boundary around his body, into which other people may not come. If someone presses in this boundary,
I want to say pierces this boundary,
she will feel uncomfortable and move away to decrease the distance between them.
Again, distance. You're not pronouncing that final S. To increase the distance between them.
This personal distance is not due to
distance,
body odor or bad breath, but because closeness lends a sense of intimacy.
No, closeness. You're leaving off that final S, because closeness
that is at odds with the relationship to the other individual.
And say that word other, the TH sound. Other.
Interestingly, the average personal distance varies from,
again, distance,
culture to culture. Americans tend to require more personal space than in other cultures.
Space, make that a longer sound. A, space.
Therefore, if you try to get too close to an American during your conversation, he or she will feel that you are in his face and will try to back away. Try to be aware of this, so if the person to whom you are speaking backs away a little, don't try to close the gap.
Okay.
Also, try to avoid physical contact while you are speaking, since this may also lead to discomfort. Touching is a bit too intimate for casual acquaintances.
And say touching.
So don't put your arm around his shoulder. Don't touch his face or hold his hand. Shaking hand when you internally meet or part is
initially. That TI sound is actually an SH, so initially.
But this is only momentary. Part B, question 1. Who is your best friend?
Okay.
Why is this person important to you?
Say the word, not this, but this. Why is this person important to you?
My best friend is Nusala. She is a Thai lady.
My best friend is Musalai. I would say, who is a Thai lady? So use the word who there. That's demonstrating a little bit more advanced grammar, showing that you can combine your sentences together using a combination of both basic and advanced grammar.
I has known her since.
I have known her, not has.
We were in freshmen in the college, so it has been more than 20 years.
Wow.
We are close because we are similar. For example, we love the same music, we love the same kind of foods and the same kind of movie. And
I'd say the same kinds of movies. I would make that plural, the same kinds of movies.
And also we know I know her family members, and she also knows my family member, so that how we are very close. Until today,
I would say, so that is why we are very close, instead of so that is how we're very close. I'd use the word why there, not How?
To like contact each other, because now I live in United States and she live in Thailand.
So United States. You got to put that S at the end.
So that how we still keep us continue contact each other because we are best friends. Question 2, where do you see yourself 5 years from?
Yeah, I think you're confusing a little bit with the word how versus why. How are you today? Why are you so blue? So be careful about those two words. You might want to go on Google and look at those two words, using the word how versus why in noun clauses.
Now, what will you be doing? I think 5 years from now, I would work as a pharmacist. I plan to pass.
I would say I will be working or will work as a pharmacist, not would.
The TOEFL exam maybe in the beginning of next year, or at least before June of 2016, so I can start practice and get the pharmacy license. So I think in 5 years from now, I should be doing a pharmacist job. And the third,
I would say I will be doing a pharmacist job.
What's your favorite season of the year? My favorite season of the year is winter, because I love the snow and it's the Christmas holidays in winter. So because I came from Thailand, which is the tropical country, so Thailand is just hot and warm all year. Nothing changes much. So I think
nothing changes much, I would say. If you want to make that the simple present, you have to put S on it and say nothing changes much.
Winter here is very different. It's very cold, and in Michigan we have lots of snow. So I love it.
See, I have no idea how you can go from Thailand to Michigan. Are you kidding me? Michigan is an icebox. Wow. And it's got to be a shock to you because you're so used to the nice warm weather. In Thailand, you go to Michigan? Wow. You got to be one brave soul. I had a brother, Panteri, who was in North Dakota for about 7 years, and wow, was it cold up there. We're talking about in January, they get sometimes 2 or 3 weeks in a row, it doesn't even get above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. No kidding. And I know Michigan can be almost as bad. So hang in there.
Because not just the coldness, but also it's beautiful when people decorate their Christmas decoration, light and...
Say Christmas decorations.
Of that kind of decoration when the snow covers.
Those kinds of decorations.
And then they turn on the light at night.
They turn on the lights at night because light is a countdown the way that you're using it there. So they turn on a light or they turn on lights.
It's very beautiful and I love that. And also Christmas holiday when people are happy, they exchange gifts and also they
exchange gifts.
Gathering together. That's why I love winter.
I would say that why, no, which is why, or that is why I love winter. So you're having some language use issues in there. All right, so you just completed it. Now what we need to do is let's take a look at your intelligibility score. And part of my job is whenever anybody does a post-test, I want to give you some final things that you can work on that I think will have an impact on helping you to speak more clearly. Okay, so your intelligibility score on a scale of 1 to 7, 1 being a high beginner, 7 being a native speaker, you're pretty good. I'm going to put you in the 4 area. I'm going to put you at around 4.7 out of 7. So I think for the most part I can understand what you're saying. You have some occasional grammatical errors, specifically maybe with using count nouns and remembering to put the S on the ends of those nouns, or maybe some problems with subject-verb agreement here and there every now and then, but overall, I can understand what you're saying. Now, the next question is, what are some things that you need to continue to focus on in order to speak more clearly? Okay, so here we go. You might want to write these down. I think pronunciation lesson number 10, the bait, the long vowel sound A, space, mate. That particular sound you're still having some trouble with, so that's lesson number 10. The next one, very hard for you, probably the most prominent feature. One of the things that makes you a non-native speaker right now is you're not pronouncing your S in many cases when it's in the middle or at the end of a word. So you need practice with Speak Clearly lesson number 20. I think that's going to be important. Now also, Speak Clearly lesson number 13, the CH and the SH consonant sounds. You still need some practice with those. Pronunciation lesson number 24, the TH, that interdental consonant sound. If I remember correctly, the CH and the SH in Thai are considered the same sound, if I remember correctly, so you're still having trouble with that. And then the TH sound, I think you probably don't even have that sound in your language, I believe. So you need to keep working in that area as well. Now, in the other part of my course, I think syllable division and grammatical word endings, part 1, 2, and 3. You definitely need to work in that area. I think that's going to be helpful for you. And one more area is pronunciation lessons 41, 42, 43, and 44, thought groups and blending. So those are some continuing areas of interest I think that you want to be aware of as you continue to work on your pronunciation. I want you to think about those specific lessons that I just outlined in this video. Alright, anyway, you're hanging in there, you're working hard. I think you're not there yet. You still need to work on your intelligibility issues, I think, if you want to get 26. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting as much exposure to the language as you can. That's going to be very, very important for you. And I think eventually, as you watch a lot of TV, as you watch movies, as you talk with native speakers, as you continue to get that exposure to the language in Michigan, I think that you will be able to reach your goals. So remember, speak English whenever you can, as much as you can. And happy holidays to you.